This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alerts. Here is Skylar Doyle.
Coming on with a severe weather alert, line on First Warn Tri-Cities. We got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. A few of these do have the tornado possible tags. We're going to come on the air. And primarily for our southwest Virginia counties. Our first warning, we're going to start from the Tennessee-Virginia state line and go north. We got a warning for parts of central Lee County, including Jonesville, Pennington Gap, southern Wise County, including Big Stone Gap, and western Scott County, including Duffield, Clinchport, and Rye Cove. This storm could produce 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, some quarter-size hail, and again a quick spin-up of a tornado. This storm, if it holds its current strength, would move toward at least the northern part of Bristol, Virginia, if it holds its current strength. So we're going to continue watching the storm closely. Let's go into the velocity imagery because this right now, I believe, is our only severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. And I am noting some broad rotation within this thunderstorm. This storm could end up producing a brief spin-up of a tornado right here. Again, in parts of Lee County, rotation, broad rotation to say the least, but still rotation, moving into Pennington Gap as we speak. So we'll watch that very closely. If you're on the road in this storm, we advise you get off the road, go into a sturdy structure. Let's go on up to the north. Wow, okay, we need to make sure we are on all platforms. We have a severe thunderstorm warning with the potential of 90-mile-an-hour winds in Dickenson County. I don't know if I've ever seen this for any part of our coverage area. The National Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia, has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwest Dickenson County until 5:30. At 5:14, severe thunderstorm is located over Clintwood, moving to the east at 50 miles an hour. This is a destructive storm for Clintwood and Clinch Cove. 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible. The National Weather Service says, in quote, you're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. So wording this like a tornado warning, to say the least. Here, so let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and change our title here on Facebook. As again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Dickenson County with the potential of 90-mile-an-hour winds. But on the velocity, I'm noting here as soon as this loads up, very bright colors pushing here on our velocity imagery, pushing into Clintwood. This storm right here could be producing 90-mile-an-hour winds, very strong winds in this storm, pushing into the Clintwood area, the Clinch Cove area, down toward Millard, McClure. This storm will continue to push on to the east and southeast and eventually impact Russell County. I do want to know why I'm on this storm. We do have the storm near Pennington Gap, and I'm showing some signs that this rotation, at least in the upper levels of the atmosphere, could be strengthening a little bit over Pennington Gap. Okay, so if you're in Pennington Gap, so if you're in central Lee County, and eventually into Duffield and western Scott County, I want you to be steps away from that tornado safe place. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour winds for Buchanan County in southwest Virginia. So, and this is for the far northern part of the county, including Hurley. This is for 70-mile-an-hour winds, but this storm is showing signs of rotation in Pike County. Broad rotation near Kemper. This rotation will push into the Hurley area in Buchanan County, and it could produce a quick spin-up of a tornado warning for Lee, Scott, and Wise counties. We have a tornado warning now for parts of our coverage area. So hold up, we now have a tornado warning for Lee, Scott, and Wise County. I told you this would most likely be coming, so we're going to go ahead and stick with this. Let's see what time this goes till here. We have all hands on deck from our team, anyone that's listening to our broadcast. This is until 6 p.m. We have a tornado warning for Lee, Scott, and Wise counties. That is just came across the wire from the National Weather Service. Let me get this warning printed out for us. 5:17, the National Weather Service is a severe storm capable of producing a tornado over Pennington Gap or near Jonesville. It is moving to the east at 40 miles an hour here. So again, we're just going to share this out here along our page. We should be live. Yes, we are. So a tornado warning for Lee, Scott, and Wise counties. All right. Let's go. Let's go with this here. The storm has very strong rotation near Pennington Gap right now, just to the north of the Jonesville area. Let's tell you who is in and who is out of this polygon. If you are in Pennington Gap, you're in. If you're in Stickleyville, you're in. Duffield is in. Rye Cove, you're on the outer edge, so you're in. In Clinchport, you're in. This is for far southeast Wise County. Far, far, far southeast parts of the county along U.S. Route 23 south of Big Stone Gap. So not a lot of Wise County in this. Is mainly a central Lee County, western Scott County issue. And if this storm holds itself together and stays on its current track, in about an hour from now, this storm could be in eastern Scott, push through Gate City, and then eventually be in parts of Washington and Russell counties in southwest Virginia if this storm was to hold itself together. Strong rotation near Pennington Gap. We're going to track it off to the east. We're going to do a long storm track on this at 40 miles an hour. I don't know if it'll hold itself together this long, but I want to get a time for some of our more populated areas in this. That would include Stickleyville at 5:30, Duffield at 5:39, Clinchport at 5:45, Rye Cove at 5:47. It would be out of the warning and toward Gate City by 6 o'clock. Weber City at 6 o'clock as well. Snowflake, Virginia at 6:04. Twin Springs at 6:06. Dungannon at 6:07. You're going to get down toward the Shelley's area at 6:18. Mendota, this could be on your doorstep into western Washington County by 6:19. Cross by 6:24. Walnut Hill, this is near the Tennessee-Virginia state line at 6:25. Benham's at 6:27. In downtown Bristol area. You're looking for this warning to be on your doorstep if it holds itself together at around 6:30. So want to give you a heads up if you're in Bristol. Again, do have a severe storm capable of producing a tornado over Pennington Gap, pushing off to the east. This is a potential dangerous situation here. If you don't mind, we're going to take one quick second and we'll be right back. Okay, so again here, we do have this storm. It's near Pennington Gap here. Let's get on the wall. Right here's our rotation. With this red and greens coming together, got winds going toward the radar in Morristown in the green, away from the radar in the red. And that is where those colors are tightly compound together. That's where we have the potential quick spin up of a tornado. This is radar indicated tornado. This storm could also have 1-inch in diameter hail with it. Again, as this storm pushes on to the east. So we're watching this storm very, very closely in parts of Scott, Lee, and Wise counties. This is the far southern part of Wise County, though, so this is primarily a Lee and Scott County issue. The rotation has broadened just a little bit, but we're going to continue to keep an eye on this here. Wow. Okay, we have another. I don't want to leave our friends out in Dickenson and Buchanan County because we have a very dangerous situation up there. The National Weather Service in Charleston has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is sending off the phone's WIA alert, so we're going to go to this for a second. For Dickenson County and southern Buchanan County, almost all of Dickenson and southern Buchanan County from Grundy south until 6 p.m. At 5:21 p.m., severe thunderstorm located over Hayside, moving east at 55 miles an hour. The Weather Service says this is a destructive storm for the town of Hayside. This storm has 90-mile-an-hour winds with it, potentially. So we just want to give you a heads up if you're in Hayside, Oakwood, Council, McClure, B, Duty, Mavis-Still, Grimsleyville, Whitewood, 90-mile-an-hour winds are possible in this bowing segment of the storm. Let's go back to rate activity. Actually, damaging wind potential very well. Where this storm is bowing out right here, that is producing some very strong wind gusts, potentially up to 90 miles an hour, according to the National Weather Service. So I just want to keep you advised on that, just in case that storm would potentially be moving into your area. But again, the tornado warning, one of our bigger concerns, that 90-mile-an-hour wind warning, a huge concern for those people there in Dickenson and Buchanan counties. We continue to go with this tornado warning until 6 o'clock for Lee and Scott counties, southern Wise, but Wise County really not going to be impacted by the potential of a tornado in this storm. But right here is our potential of a tornado. It's very broad rotation, but it's still rotating right here over Pennington Gap towards Stickleyville. This is about to cross from Wise County over into Scott County. There's Duffield. So as we move this storm from Pennington Gap to Duffield toward the Clinchport area up to Rye Cove, this storm fairly quickly is going to be out of this tornado warning polygon. The warning goes until 6 o'clock, but as this storm continues to the east at 40 to 45 miles an hour, we'll have to see if the National Weather Service extends this tornado warning off to the east at all, and for more of Scott County, and here as we head over the next 15 to 30 minutes or so. Let's go back up here. Let's check to make sure no storm here in the northern part of Wise County, where there is a severe thunderstorm warning, showing a circulation. I don't see anything up there rotating wise. Don't want to leave our friends in Hurley out because we've got a storm with broad rotation heading your way if you're in Hurley. Storm broadly rotating in Pike County, heading into northern Buchanan County near Hurley. That storm will end up bringing into West Virginia. But it's this storm here, and now pushing into Hayside and Clinchco, that could have 90-mile-an-hour winds. It'll impact southern Buchanan County, primarily south of Grundy, and a good part of Dickenson County. Let's head down to the south one more time to our potential of a tornado. And actually, I'm being told by our storm chaser, Logan Hamilton, that he is getting on that tornado warning as we speak. So let me fire up his stream here, and let's try to see if I can get that pulled up. Hoping I can here. While I do that, we'll take me off. Hopefully we'll see something on his stream. If it'll load, it's not loading for me, so we'll see. But again, our potential of a tornado here, while we try to load that is right here, just to the south of Dryden. This is now east of Pennington Gap. If you're in downtown Pennington Gap, you can get out of your safe place. All right, we got Logan's stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a double box here. If we can, in the lower right corner of your screen is going to be Logan Hamilton, who is on this tornado warning storm in Wise County, or in Lee County, excuse me, pushing into Scott County, while I'm going to be up here pointing out the radar details to you here in the top left corner of your screen. So again, here I'm going to take you to that here just a second because we just lost our chroma key wall. We'll take you back to the split screen. We have that rotation circle for you just south of Dryden, where this tornado warning is in effect, 4 parts of our viewing area. Let's try to get our green screen back on here. So we can point this out to you in better detail where this potential of a severe storm capable of producing a tornado is. Hoping Logan can get us some visuals on this storm as he's heading into the storm back from the west, coming back from Kentucky into that storm here. Just letting him know that we do have his feed live here. But again, we do have that tornado warning. So this goes until 6. I'm going to zoom out. Note that the stream there that's buffering as we speak in Lee County, I think we're going to lose. We've lost that stream. Okay, so we are going to take us back to radar full, and then we'll go from there. We're going to go back up to Dickenson and Buchanan counties real quick. That 90-mile-an-hour wind severe thunderstorm warning is. I've not saw nothing like it in this area in a while, or I don't think ever. This wind, this is a line of wind. Forget the heavy rain in the line. This is a line of wind pushing through parts of Dickenson into Buchanan, southern Buchanan County right now, where we do have that potential of 90-mile-an-hour winds. That's destructive. That's going to do some damage, folks, if you're outside of that 90-mile-an-hour winds. So we want to be indoors here. And now this is a tornadic storm again. So let's go down to the tornado warning. Sorry, that one in parts of Lee County, Virginia. We're just trying to make sure we have everything here. A lot coming across the chat rooms. Again, an all clear to Pennington Gap here, but Duffield, Sunbright, Jasper, we want you to remain in a sturdy structure away from windows. The storm might be trying to tighten back up again, right there towards Stickleyville. heading toward Jasper and Duffield. It might be taking a little bit of a right turn. If so, northern Hawkins, northern Sullivan County cannot be ruled out from this. Power flashes. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry, power flashed. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. So Logan Hamilton there on that storm, keeping us updated as it shifts off to the east here. Here over Lee County, about to push into Scott County. We have a new tornado warning for Pike County. So this is the storm. We're about to have a tornado warning for Buchanan County. This storm in Pike County is about to push into Buchanan County. So, our green screen here. Sorry, we're still fix the lighting issue. Okay, so that storm in Dickenson County has some confirmed damage, wind damage, some trees down across Dickenson County. Okay, so until that tornado warning, we're actually going to give you that first warning in Buchanan County. The storm here in eastern Pike County, right here, about to push into the Hurley area. If you're in Hurley, I need you to get down to your tornado safe place, folks. Again, if you are in the Hurley area, because we do have that potential of a tornado warning most likely to be issued for far northern Buchanan County. They're in the Hurley area. So if you're in Hurley, just want to give you a heads up that yes, a potential of a tornado could be heading your way, and a tornado warning is most likely going to be needed there in Hurley. Let's go back down to the south to our current tornado warning until we get the warning for Hurley, which if the Weather Service in Charleston decides to issue it, will be soon. This tornado warning here, this storm moving toward Duffield as we speak. So let's go to the velocity. Let's track this out 40 miles an hour off to the east. I'm not going to track it all the way east into Bristol just yet. I'm going to track it through all of Scott County, far northern, maybe even parts of Sullivan County could be impacted by this. Duffield at 5:39, Sunbright at 5:41, Lynchport at around 5:45 or so, Rycove at 5:47, Manville at 5:52, Fort Blackmore at 5:56, Gate City shortly therefore after at 5:58, and getting toward the Weber City area around 6 o'clock or so, toward Hilton's at 6:07, Nicholsville at 6:10. Again, if this storm holds itself together along in Shelley's, that's near the Scott, Washington County, Virginia lines around 6:18. So that is what we're watching for a storm in Lee County, pushing out of Lee into Scott County with that potential of a tornado. That's that flashing red box there that you see on your screen. That's that tornado warning that goes until 6 o'clock. The Weather Service saying at the last update at 5:29 that a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Phelps or 12 miles southeast of Williamson, moving east at 30 miles an hour. One good thing, that rotation is starting to weaken. It's still there, but it's weakening, but it could be cycling. So until we get a clear sign of a weakening trend within this possible tornado warning, or within this possible tornado, we want to stay with this because this is an active tornado warning. The Weather Service has not canceled it for good reason. Let's go back up to the north. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Buchanan County and Dickenson County, and it's this here that's bowing out that could produce some 90-mile-an-hour winds. This is going to impact northern Russell County as well. So, and we're seeing a cell develop on the southern end of this. I'm wondering if this cell is going to develop a little bit of rotation, and it is. So we could have a potential of a tornado warning for Russell County, southern Dickenson, northern Russell County here soon. That storm near Dante, it's quickly developed from this line, and it's separating itself from the line. That's going to enhance the rotation a little bit. If I'm in Cleveland, if I'm in Honaker in the northern part of Lebanon, I'm thinking of where I'm going to go if the National Weather Service in Morristown issues a tornado warning. Let's go up to northern Buchanan County and eastern Pike County. We're going to watch this storm about to push into Buchanan County. It's got a tornado warning with it now. This is for the Hurley area, northern Buchanan County. So we'll continue to watch that closely. It's got a tornado warning in Pike County until 5:45. Let's head back down to our current tornado warning. This tornado warning, parts of Lee County, parts of Scott County. The storm is on a weakening trend as we speak, but it is pushing into from Lee into Scott County now. It is approaching Duffield. If you're in Duffield, want you to be in that tornado safe place. Interior room, lowest floor, away from, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That's the general safety tip that we give you if you're in a mobile home and you have time before the storm hits you. Once you get out of that mobile home, mobile homes can be death traps during tornadoes. They can easily get tipped over, and even in the windstorm that we're having in Dickenson County, Buchanan County, mobile homes can still be death traps in those. So because that heavy of wind, potentially up to 90 miles an hour, that could definitely roll over a mobile home. They are southern Buchanan, a good part of Dickenson County. We're going to continue here to watch this again with these severe thunderstorm warnings, these tornado warnings as well. The tornado warning for Lee and Scott County goes until 6 o'clock if the Weather Service does not cancel it early. But I think now it's got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County and far northern Washington County, Virginia. This does not include Abingdon, does not include Glade Springs, does not include Bristol. It really includes just the Tumbling Creek area of Washington County, because this storm that's pushing southeast, separating itself from this line in Dickenson and Buchanan County that's starting to rotate. That storm that I was talking about there, that's going to push north of Lebanon, that will end up pushing into Smith County as well. So we're definitely watching that closely here. But again, let's go back to our tornado warning. That's our major concern right now, is a tornado warning. The rotation has broadened as it's pushed from Lee into Scott County. I would not expect the National Weather Service to extend this tornado warning into more parts of Scott County or into Washington County or Russell counties as of right now. If the storm was to re-intensify, then we would have a different situation on our hands. Let's go up here, though, toward the Hurley area in Buchanan County, because this storm here, near Stopover and Argo in Pike County, is about to move into Buchanan County. This storm is the one that's got a very good rotation signature. I would be shocked if we don't get a tornado warning for this storm. This storm has really strengthened, folks. Right here, pushing into Buchanan County. Right here, we're probably about to get a tornado warning here. Potential CC drop. Hold on. Let's go back down to this one real quick. I don't think so. No. Hang on, let's go up to the north. No, I'm not seeing anything on the correlation coefficient in any of these. Check on this one. No, I don't think so. But this rotation is rapidly strengthening in northern Russell. I would not be shocked to see a tornado warning for northern Russell County here soon, if that storm continues to strengthen. Let's go back here to our tornado warning in Pike County, but it's about to push into Buchanan County and most likely get a tornado warning there. I would be shocked if it don't. It's broadened out again, but it's been cycling. This is right near Paw Paw. This is on the state line of Virginia and Kentucky from Pike County into Buchanan County. This is going to push into Hurley. So if you're in Hurley, I want you to be in that tornado safe place, even though you don't have a tornado warning. This severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible tag on it. This storm will move toward Hurley, then eventually into McDowell County in West Virginia. Let's go down to our south. This is where a tornado warning remains in effect for parts of Scott and Lee counties in southwest Virginia. Rotation what rotation is left in this storm is going over Duffield. Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. There is not a lot of rotation within this thunderstorm, which is good news. But I cannot rule out this re-intensifying. It definitely has some strong winds with it. So we're going to watch this closely here near the Duffield area, right here. That's where any rotation is left. This would push near or just north of Gate City, eventually then pushing east into Nicholsville and Hiltons. And Dungannon, and then it would push into southern Russell and western Washington counties in Virginia. But I think that is turning into more of a straight line wind threat. We got a severe thunderstorm warning for the entirety of Tazewell County. For this storm complex, it's going to push out of Dickenson and Buchanan into Tazewell County for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Now, this storm, I'm going to go back here to this storm that's pushing into northern Russell. because that storm continues to show large hail, damaging winds, and again, an isolated tornado potential. We are going to continue to watch these storms closely. Again, we have a tornado warning until 6 o'clock, which means unless the Weather Service cancels that earlier, we're here until at least 6 o'clock. Sorry, I said 10. That's when the severe thunderstorm watch goes to. 6 o'clock is when the severe tornado warning goes to for Lee and Scott County. It's still got another 20 minutes on it. Let me be honest with you, this rotation is developing back to the north, but it is going to be out of the warning here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we're still going to watch this here because this rotation is trying to develop back up here, and this is going to push into between Fort Blackmore and Gate City. Let's go back up here because we have this severe thunderstorm warning for from the National Weather Service in Charleston for parts of Dickenson County, parts of Buchanan County. And with this storm, the Weather Service was saying 90-mile-an-hour winds. Now we're at 80-mile-an-hour winds, but with this windstorm, we are now getting power outage reportages from Appalachian Power. So Appalachian Power, again, could be reporting power outages with this storm there in parts of Dickenson and Buchanan counties. So let's go down here again at this storm. Yeah, this rotation near Gravel Lick, Cleveland, and probably pass between Lebanon and Honaker, trying to combine two towns there across US 19. That Highway 19 there, that does have some weak rotation. So if I'm between Lebanon and Honaker, I'm staying my safe. I'm just going to get to that tornado safe place just to be on the safe side here in case that storm would try to produce an isolated tornado. This storm here pushing into the central Scott County now, from western Scott County into central Scott County. That's our storm with the tornado warning on it now. And this storm is spinning. This will end up pushing toward Russell and Washington County if it holds together. I'm not seeing much rotation on it as of right now, but this tornado warning goes until 6. Again, for that small section there in Lee County, you really have your all clear. It's just basically the Scott County part of this warning now that's really valid. The Weather Service just has not updated. A lot going on here across the Tri-Cities. Here we got this storm near Sevierville. We're going to have to watch too for southern Scott County. So, but they're in a severe thunderstorm. We'll watch that as it gets closer and storms impacting our viewing area as we speak. So we're going to stick to those. I want to look at this storm here, the Pike County tornado warning. It's pushing into Buchanan County. Yeah, that's I'm kind of shocked this ain't tornado warned in Buchanan County for Hurley. So again, if I'm in Hurley, I'm in my safe place. Just in case, I'd be in my safe place. This storm has 70-mile-an-hour winds and a tornado possible tag on. They just continued this severe thunderstorm warning. So if I'm in Hurley, I'm in my safe place right now. It's the lowest floor, interior room, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Let's go back down here to this Russell County storm, because this storm continues to catch my eye on the reflectivity because of this large hail potential. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, here the tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire, but we just got a severe thunderstorm warning for the following areas: the city of Bristol, Virginia, Russell County, Scott County, and western Washington County, Virginia. This severe thunderstorm warning could have 60-mile-an-hour winds, some small hail, but a tornado could be possible in this severe thunderstorm warning as it pushes from Scott County into far southwest Russell County and western Washington County, Virginia. This is basically from Benham's west in Washington County. Includes most, if not all, of Scott County, east of the current tornado warning, which is about to be allowed to expire or canceled by the National Weather Service. And we know this because of how they've issued this severe thunderstorm warning. Most likely they are going to expire or cancel this tornado warning for parts of Lee and Scott counties, which Lee County we gave the all clear to already. And again, I kind of agree. I agree with this decision. If we were on the right radar, it'd be a whole lot easier to look at on velocity. This thing's trying to rotate again, though. We might have to have a new tornado warning, folks. This thing weakened, but it's trying to rotate again. So let's hope this is working. Yeah, right here near Rye Cove, this thing's trying to rotate again as it pushes east. So if the rotation continues, they might have to issue a new tornado warning. So we'll watch it closely. Good news, tornado warning in Pike County has been allowed to expire, but that's because that storm has moved into Buchanan County in southwest Virginia near the Hurley area. And this storm here near Hurley again, is rotating, and they've canceled the tornado warning for Lee and Scott County. So, that is, if we have any good news right now in our situation, we now have no active tornado warnings for any part of the first warned Tri-Cities coverage area. But we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings for the first warned Tri-Cities coverage area. And some of these have the tornado possible tag on them, so you need to treat them just like they are a tornado warning here. And this one especially down into Scott County, western Washington County, and parts of Russell County. Because if I go down here on our radar and look at this storm on velocity, as that velocity scan tries to load, it's loading right now. I think we're just getting a new scan and I switched at the wrong time. We are watching some weak rotation within this storm. So this storm is pushing off here to the east for this, and then as we go down here, and a tornado warning for Buchanan County. So I have to go up to Buchanan County. Sorry about that. I'll continue what I was saying there in a minute, but as expected, we're going to have a tornado. We have a tornado warning for Buchanan County in Southwest Virginia. Let's go to the National Weather Service in Charleston radar. Let it load. But this is for Buchanan, Central Buchanan County, including Hurley. Here, this includes Hurley and Blackie and Roseanne and Jackson Flats in parts of Buchanan County and southwest McDowell County as you get into West Virginia. If you look at the high-res velocity imagery, and by the way, this tornado warning is until 6:15, so let's fix our post. Tornado warning for Buchanan County until 6:15. Okay. So tornado warning there for Buchanan County until 6:15. The storm is just to the south of the Hurley area now, and this is pushing off to the east. Let's see, at 45 miles an hour. So let's go ahead here, east at 45. Let's take it out of Buchanan County, and this will be out of Buchanan County here soon. That's warning for another 30 minutes or so. This is going to be near Blackie at 5:58, Wolford at 5:50, Painesville at 5:57, Jackson Flats at 5:58, Rock Ridge at 6:01, Beartown at 6:02, Bradshaw at 6:03, and into West Virginia just a little bit after 6 o'clock, which would then take it out of the first warned Tri-Cities coverage area. Let's go down to the south. Let's go down, if our studio power doesn't go out, let's go down to Russell County. We have a storm here in Russell County. That's got a severe thunderstorm warning on it. It includes far, far, far northwest Washington, or northeast, I believe, Washington County in Virginia. Yeah, northeast Washington County, excuse me. And this storm could be producing some damaging winds, large hail, and again, the potential of an isolated tornado. That Buchanan County storm is fairly strong, and my light keeps flickering, so we might go off the air. I'm gonna hope that we don't. If we do, we will try to get back on. We have backup laptop just in case of a power outage that we can use here. And our radar is not wanting to load right. I believe we're gonna be facing some internet issues, so I'm gonna go to our backup internet source as well. So I'm gonna try not to let it disconnect. We're coming right back on, and we should be right back. So. Might have disconnected for about 5 seconds, but we should be back on the air here on all of our platforms again. Let's see if the power don't go out here. Its lights keep flickering, and there's not even a storm near us yet. But we do have storm moving toward our studios. Now at this storm here, I'm really interested in this storm here in Scott County. It's got some damaging winds with it potential. The rotation has weakened on that, thankfully, in that storm. Let's go up to Russell County. This storm is rotating just north of Cleveland, between Cleveland and Honaker, and this is going to move to the south and east over US Highway 19. Let's go up to Buchanan County now, near Hurley. That's where we do have a tornado warning over the Hurley area. This tornado warning goes until 6:15. And this warning is pushing off to the south and east here from Hurley here, and it's broadening out luckily, but again, we do have that from Hurley as it pushes south and east. We're definitely watching that here in our area. I think we're off the air. We might be off the air. We shouldn't be. So are we on Facebook still? Yes, we're on Facebook. Trying to tell me we're off the air. We're off on some. Okay. Let me switch back to our main internet. Maybe a switchback will work here. Strongest network that I have, and hope that that puts us on everything back again. Let's hope. We're on Facebook. Might have to stop everything else. Nope, we got reconnected to at least our website. Might have to stop those two and reconnect there. And we should still be on the radio here as well. We are not. Let's try to reconnect here to our radio partners. And we will continue this with a tornado warning for Buchanan County here until 6:15. Now that we're back on everything that we should be on, we'll continue until 6:15. Again, we might have dropped our stream, but it should be back here throughout our area. And again, this storm from Hurley going to push into West Virginia. So this storm pushing out of Buchanan County into West Virginia, but still very rural areas of Buchanan County. Again, broad rotation of this storm pushing south of Honaker. And we're watching this storm closely, heading towards some population centers in Scott County. It's pushing toward Russell County and into Washington County in Virginia. This storm has some 60-mile-an-hour winds with it, but the weather service is saying tornado possible on this. We want to let you know those are all clears from the severe weather threat. If you're in eastern Kentucky, you're done with the threat. So that's the good news. If you're in East Kentucky, you're done with the severe weather threat. You're not dealing with it the rest of the night. So that's good news. If you're west of the current warnings, then that's your situation. If you're east of the warnings, heads up, these storms are heading your way. I'm going to continue this warning again. So again, 60-mile-an-hour winds and some small hail with this storm. Again, so Gate City, Weber City, Fort Blackmore. This storm could have some winds. It's bowing out, but that could also, this kink down here toward Gate City, we'll see if any rotation increases there. That would be very interesting near the state line if rotation increase in that storm. Let's go here to Honaker, just south of Honaker. Again, that storm broadly rotating, but could have some large hail, some damaging winds with it. Then we have our tornado warning in Buchanan County. So again, this broad rotation is pushing from Dickenson County or Buchanan County in West Virginia. We have some damage coming in Dickenson County, so I'm going to try to get with our sources in Dickenson County here. So let me try that here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is getting very overwhelmed here in Dickenson County and Buchanan County. New severe thunderstorm warning for 80-mile-an-hour winds for Buchanan County and McDowell County. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for that area, for that potential. Well, that's a lot of warnings. The main threat there, the tornado warning and the potential 80-mile-an-hour winds. Let's go down here to the south. Let's go from this storm here, Gate City. It's starting to stretch down to Kingsport. It's starting to expand again, which could increase the severe threat there. Northern Sullivan County might have to be added to a warning if that part starts to strengthen. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning does include Benham's, Pine Hill. It is based mainly west of downtown Bristol, and it's pushing off to the east here at about 40 miles an hour or so. Again, a quick spin up of a tornado, though, cannot be ruled out in that cell. We're having some issues connecting to our Twitter feeds. If you're trying to watch us on Twitter, we're trying to get back on the air there, but we've been having some issues connecting to Twitter. So, but we should be on our Facebook page, on our website, on our YouTube. You are looking for us, so and looking for our live coverage. But again, this storm here near Hurley, we got two areas of kind of circulation. These are broad areas of circulation nonetheless, but this is also in radar, what I like to call radar no man's land. You don't have good radar coverage at all up here in this part of Southwest Virginia. But the best rotation that I see is now pushing out of Buchanan County into McDowell County in southern West Virginia. So that would be the good news, is that McDowell County, that is where that rotation would be moving into, and that would be out of our area. Not good news for those folks, though. In McDowell County, if you have friends there near War in that area, you might want to give them a heads up, give them a call, let them know that a potential severe storm capable of producing a tornado is heading their way. So again, we're watching these storms closely as they move through the entirety of the viewing area from west to east. We told you this line of storms, it could produce some damaging winds, some large hail, and a few tornadoes. Well, here we are. We've had, I think now a total of 2 or 3 tornado warnings for our coverage area. Multitude of severe thunderstorm warnings. Some of those 80 to 90 mile an hour wind tags on them, which is big there. So again, we're going to zoom back in. We have these storms. These are bowing out. These would produce damaging winds as they head from Scott County into Washington County. So power outages would be likely. So make sure your phones are charged in Washington County, Virginia, Russell County, Eastern Scott County, because I got a feeling the power outages are about to go up there. So that is one thing that we want to know as this storm bows out. There could be a little bit of broad rotation trying to develop as well. But Appalachian Power is also reporting outages there with those storms from Dickenson County that had the 90 mile an hour tag on them. Those are being produced there as well. So again, we're pushing these off to the east again. The tornado warning in parts of Buchanan County, starting to push out of the county into parts of southern West Virginia, which is good news, but the tornado warning remains in effect till 6:15. I'm fine with giving Hurley the all clear. So if you're in Hurley, you can come out of your tornado safe place. But again, we do have the rotation that's pushed into McDowell County, so some good news there. If you're in Buchanan County, still parts of Buchanan County under a severe thunderstorm warning for 80 mile an hour wind gusts, which is going to do some damage. If some 80 mile an hour wind gusts, it's going to do weak tornado damage if it comes over your house. So had a lot going on. Let's take a reset. Let's reset things at 5:56. We're getting close to the top of the hour, so we're going to do a full-on reset. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Skylar Doyle with First Warning Tri-Cities. We have one tornado warning in effect, a storm pushing from Buchanan County into McDowell County. So Buchanan County about ready to give you the all clear from the tornado threat in that storm, but still some damaging winds there in the southeast part of Buchanan County. Sorry, the northeast part of the county. And we do have another severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Russell County, far northeast Washington County, and southwest Virginia. All of Tazewell County for 60 mile an hour winds, quarter-size hail, weak rotation. And our last severe thunderstorm warning in the Tri-Cities is pushing from Scott County into southern Russell County and western Washington County. Going to be pushing into the Bristol area here. And this storm starting now to sack down into parts of northern Sullivan County. So if you're in northern Sullivan County near the Tennessee-Virginia state line, so Kingsport points east there, I would consider myself under a severe thunderstorm warning. That severe thunderstorm warning has that tornado possible tag, 60 mile an hour winds, and the potential for some small pea-size hail. So again, as these storms push off to the east, it's these storms that we're going to continue to watch out for, again, that potential of a quick, isolated spin-up tornado, but mainly damaging straight line winds of 60 miles an hour. These storms are quickly racing off to the east. Again, Lime Hill, Dickinsonville, here Benham's within these warnings. So we're going to continue to watch these closely as these storms continue to bow out. We're getting toward the top of the 6 o'clock hour, so we're going to have about, here in just a couple minutes, 15 minutes left on my tornado warning in Buchanan County. And then we'll have the severe thunderstorm warning, the one for Bristol. That one also goes until 6:15. I would expect that to be extended east. We have a lot of thunderstorm wind damage reports coming in Hayside. We have some thunderstorm wind damage from that storm that had the circulation that was tornado warned. The Weather Service reporting multiple trees down in Pennington Gap, Virginia, and we had rotation come through Pennington Gap. So we're going to watch that closely. We could have had a brief spin up of a tornado there in Pennington Gap, Virginia. So that's back in Lee County about an hour, or a little less than an hour or so ago. We could have had that quick spin of a tornado. But again, these storms pushing to the east from Nicholsville down to Arcadia up to Dungannon. That's where these storms are pushing through, and again, these are severe. They're about to push into the Bristol area. 60-mile-an-hour winds are possible in this. So again, a lot of warnings. Let's go back to our tornado warning for parts of Buchanan County, because we know those folks in Buchanan County want to know when we can give them the all clear. I think it's going to happen pretty soon. So if you're in Buchanan County, give us maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, because there's one whole area of broad rotation south of Jackson Flats that's about to push out of the county into McDowell County. Then I will give Buchanan County all clear. But the main circulation has definitely pushed into McDowell County, West Virginia, which is some good news. Let's go down the storm in Russell County. Again, we're in between radars when you're in this part of Russell County. Some broad rotation showing up in that storm, but again, that's mainly damaging winds, large hail. And then again, this storm here from basically Tennessee, Virginia state line up to Dungannon severe in parts of Scott County, Virginia. And that storm pushing into Washington County now in the next 10 minutes or so. And that storm could end up potentially producing some damaging winds, spawn some power outages. I'm going to pop up our power outage system here, hoping that it will load up for us as we'll continue to look. This damaging wind, heavy rain line about to make its way there into parts of Washington County now. So we're going to see what power outages look like. Dickenson County, 2,000 people without power. In Lee County, almost 3,000 people without power. Buchanan County, 600 people. Scott County, only 85 so far, but the storm's just moving through that area. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. One note, just east of Sevierville, that's going to push into southern Cott County and East Tennessee. That does have some weak rotation. We'll watch it. And another warning that's going to be moving toward the Morristown area would eventually impact Greene County if that still holds itself together. Let's track this line pushing into Bristol, though. Let's do a linear storm track on this storm. I'm going to push all the way out here to the east. I want to go 45 miles an hour. Might be a little fast. I'm not going to go 45 miles an hour because it's not going to work. There we go. It's a little better of a drawing estimate anyway. Fullertown 604. Ketron 605. Mendota 608. The National Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning for Buchanan County. So we now have no active tornado warnings. So let me go just change a few of our titles real quick just to know that we have no tornado warnings in effect, but we do have severe storm warnings. So we're just going to put severe thunderstorm coverage as our title there now, because we're going to continue with this here. So these storms move off toward Mendota at 608 here. These storms that are moving into Bristol. Three Springs around 609. Walnut Grove 610. Benham 611. Up toward the Flanders area around 616. Downtown Bristol a little earlier at 615. Wallace 617. High Meadows 620. Wendell 621. Cummings Heights as you get up toward Abingdon around 625, 630 or so. Downtown Abingdon around 630. Again, this is if these storms hold together. Rowtown at 639. Emory at 641. Damascus at 642. Plate Spring around 645 or so. The good news is that the National Weather Service again has canceled the tornado warning for Buchanan County. This is just a McDowell County issue, though. If that rotation, I take my storm track tool off, was to hold itself together, we'd be back in tornado warning coverage because it'd be heading toward Tazewell County. So let's look at the rotation because we still need to track this. Yeah, we'll watch these storms closely in case that would push toward Tazewell County. So just Tazewell County, we're going to have one tornado warning today, so just a heads up, just be aware you're not done with that severe weather threat. I can give an all clear for Dickenson County, Wise County, Lee County, Harlan, Letcher, Leslie, Bell, Pike counties are all clear from the severe weather threat. Buchanan County, give me a little bit. Let's get these storms out, and I'm about to give you the all clear. We'll give Scott County the all clear after these storms move into Washington and Russell counties. If you're in Northeast Tennessee, Hancock County, let me get this one storm through you, and then I'll give you the all clear. We got some strong storms in Hawkins County. New severe thunderstorm warning for all of Bristol and all of Washington County. northwest of Bristol. It's moving to the east at 55 miles an hour, so moving fairly fast there. And it's got some 60-mile-an-hour winds with it, small hail, and potentially some weak rotation, which could lead to a quick spin up of a tornado. Let me just get this posted here, since this is for Bristol, Washington County. Here, let me just post that there. And then we'll have one more post to do here, but again, severe thunderstorm warning for all of Bristol, and this is until 7 o'clock. So let's go ahead and go to the high-res velocity, because I'm noticing something with this storm. And this is how we got this one storm up here to go pretty strong earlier. Now, we do want to know that if you are listening to us on the radio, our radio programming directors could message me and tell me what the plans are, because I know your pre-recorded shows, since we have no tornado warnings, just let me know what our plans are for programming there on the radio. This severe thunderstorm warning includes Bluntville, Holston Valley, Shady Valley, Mountain City, Glade Spring, Damascus, Far, Southern Russell County near Hansonville, Rumley Gap, Holston, Benhams, all of Bristol within a severe thunderstorm warning. That warning goes until 7 o'clock. And again, there's some weak rotation within this, so we're going to watch it. But again, mainly a damaging straight line wind threat. The storm is bowing out, so we could see, and there's a little kink here on the Tennessee side of the state line, which could bring some inflow for the potential of a tornado. But again, this is mainly a damaging wind threat here as this heads east here through the Bristol area. So again, we are just tracking only, as of right now, severe thunderstorm warnings. There are no tornado warnings here in our coverage area. You see the one in McDowell County, West Virginia. There's none in our coverage area, which is good news. Here, we are going to continue to watch the threat, though, because we have a non-zero threat still for a few isolated, quick spin-up tornadoes here in our viewing area, so we're going to watch it closely. And again, after this line passes you, your severe weather threat is over. So Bristol, once this one storm passes you, you're done for the day. So that's some fairly good news there if you're in the Bristol area. You could have some light rain after the storm and until later tonight, but your severe weather threat will be over. Hancock County, I'm going to go ahead and give you the all clear. Let me check out Buchanan County real quick. Buchanan County, all clear. Oh, we're going to try something here in just a minute to get one of our field correspondents on, because I think he has some damage. So we'll just hold up. We'll try that. So this is Buchanan County, all clear. The Virginia, Kentucky line clear. We have some damage, possible tornado damage in Duffield. Okay. So if you're in Duffield, actually, that's how we're going to do this. All right. If you're in Duffield and you have any damage, let us know. Or anybody, if you have any damage, let us know in the comments. You can send us a message. But I believe we're about to see some of those damage reports right now. And again, these storms are approaching. Okay, let's see here if he's still on YouTube. Calls. I'm hearing there's. Yeah, okay. Here, I'm gonna have him FaceTime me. Okay, I'm gonna go FaceTime him. Call, maybe. Okay. So I'm going to FaceTime one of our field correspondents here. So let me go do that real quick. Okay, Logan. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. If you could send me some of those if you could take some pictures and send those to me on Messenger so we can get them on the air, that'd be great. All right. Thank you. And so that's Logan Hamilton there. You probably heard him through my microphone on the damage there in Duffield from a potential tornado. Thank you, Logan. Here. So we're continuing to track severe thunderstorms now along a line here from Russell County into Washington County, going in to the Bristol area. This storm has a history of producing significant wind damage and potentially a tornado. Again, this thunderstorm has history of producing potentially a tornado, but if not some significant thunderstorm damage, as these strong to severe storms continue east throughout the first Warren Tri-Cities coverage area. We do have a potential that we had a tornado touchdown in Duffield, and then we do have these storms right now. They're moving straight through Bristol as we speak. So if you're in Bristol, we want you to make sure you're inside, stay away from windows if you can. Here, as we continue to have these storms push east. The good news is we have no tornado warnings right now. This is just severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to track this here as it's heading into Bristol because now we have a potential tornado history on this storm with the damage, because that did look consistent of tornado damage from what I saw there on the FaceTime. So we're going to continue to watch this here very closely as it heads up north and east here. With our Doppler radar and these storms here with this damaging wind. There is some weak rotation, but nothing strong enough that pops out tornado wise at me. But we do have this severe thunderstorm warning as it goes here into Washington County. Again, we're trying to get more on that damage in Duffield as we speak here. So I'm going to let other folks know that we do have the damage being reported there in Duffield. And again, the thunder rolling in Bristol here. As this storm here, maybe a little bit of rotation here, Benham's pushes off to the east, but this is primarily damaging straight line winds, but it's bowing out, so it's definitely going to be a significant wind risk here. Logan sending me some of these pictures, yeah. Here we do have that potential of this here, and Logan here wanting to join back in on the broadcast. We're going to do that here real quick. Logan, what you got? Thank you very much for that. So again, these storms are moving through Bristol right now as we speak, and we might have a developing area of rotation on the north side of Bristol. We're watching it very closely. But again, these storms here continue to push off to the east. Again, we have possible tornado damage here in Duffield. Logan just sending me back some pictures. It would not shock me if that is tornado damage when we get that surveyed tomorrow. Oh, we just had a roof blow off in downtown Bristol on the live camera. Oh, good lord. Okay, we're live to downtown Bristol now on our live camera network. This is a deteriorating conditions here in downtown Bristol. We had a report that a roof potentially blew off a building. Wow. This is significant wind, folks, pushing through the area. The tornado threat with this is low, but wow. We are continuing to watch this closely. Let's get back here because we have a developing area of rotation on the north side of Bristol as well. We're trying to get a replay of that back. It was on recording. So once we get that, we're gonna get it to you. Logan's sending me some more pictures here of that damage. We're gonna try to get those to us here as well on the stream. We're gonna try to get the video of the roof blowing off of a building in downtown Bristol. That is probably one of the more interesting reports that we're gonna have of the evening. Gotta say. But again, the storm here with the reflectivity values here, they're pretty high as well. And this is bowing out, so that does not shock me. Downtown Bristol is subject to a storm that is bowing out right now. For sure. We're taking you back to resortcams.com, live camera from downtown Bristol, where we do have some damage being reported there in Bristol. This is a very interesting situation. If you have any pictures of damage, you can message those to us. We'd love to see those. Just message them to us. We'll give you full credit if we do share those. But if you send those to us as a message, we are going to get ready to show you a video in the split screen here of some thunderstorm wind damage potential in Bristol. This will be my first time seeing this video, so I want to note that this stand by. We're about to get the video. We're going to take it full first, I think. That's how I'm going to do this. I want to get that to my screen. Let's watch this here. Let's watch. So there's storm blowing through. This is a minute-long video here, so we're going to watch this as the storm blew through in downtown. Look at the heavy rain and the wind. This is as the storm initially, the line of storms initially hit downtown. If you watch, supposedly a roof is going to blow off of somewhere. I'm going to watch this here closely. Again, if we don't lose power, we're going to stay on the air with you throughout the entirety of these severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're going to be on the air for a little bit longer tonight with you for this severe weather threat. We're going to watch here. I've not seen it yet. But again, we do have this storm potential. And again, okay, now near Honaker, we're getting reports of multiple trees down. My main damage concern, I'm not seeing that in the Bristol video. I'm blind probably, but I'm just not seeing it. We're going to go back to radar full. I'll review that video. We'll get it posted. But we're watching this here closely. It's blowing through our studio right now. The leading edge of this is, at least the heavy rain. I don't think the wind has got here yet. I'm going to try to go Do what we tell you not to do and go look out a window. Stay away from windows unless you're trained in severe weather storm spotting. I still advise you stay away from windows even if you are trained. Frequent lightning within this, very heavy rains and gusty winds to potentially damaging winds. Here comes the winds here now. And again, these storms bearing down now on the exit 10 area, just went through exit 7, bearing down on exit 10. The power outage numbers are going through the roof, I'm sure, with these severe thunderstorms that are capable of producing damaging straight line winds within these storms. Again, damaging straight line winds within these storms. So supposedly I'm just blind because other people are saying they saw that on the stream too. Some of our crew members. It's in the first 5 seconds of the video. Okay, so let's. Okay, then I'm blind. Can someone clip me a smaller portion of it? Please. Okay, we have some breaking news that has just came in to the newsroom, or to our weather center, severe weather, First One Tri-City Severe Weather Center. Lee County Sheriff's Office says the 911 lines are down. If you have an emergency, you need to call 276-832-1170 or 276-346-6936. Again, we're watching these storms very closely. Oh, I see. I see there's pieces of a roof being blown in downtown Bristol. Okay, okay, I was looking for the wrong thing. So there's pieces of a roof potentially being blown away or blown around in downtown Bristol. Wow. This is some very significant severe storms, folks. We've been warning you of this for a couple days. We told you today that these storms could pack a punch this morning. We was harping on the severe weather threat, and here we are. That's why we're on the air. We're live with you on the air to give you this severe weather coverage because of this severe weather threat. We did potentially have a tornado in these storms back in the Duffield area. Just waiting to see if we can get some of the damage pictures. I'm going to try to get those over email. If you have pictures, you can send them to First One Tri-Cities, or you can email us at firstoneTri@gmail.com. So let me put all this in the comment. Let's see here, pictures can go to firstoneTri@gmail.com, or you can message us as well. We're going to pin this comment here, and we're going to keep an eye on this email closely here, so you can email us your pictures and video of these storms. And again, I'm going to try to get these over here, and we will get them translated over for you onto the airwaves here. These are going to be for our field correspondent, Logan Hamilton. We do still have severe thunderstorms, by the way, pushing through Bristol. Just so folks know, hey, we still have severe storms pushing through Bristol and Washington County. These are very windy storms, and this trailing line is now formed and it's going to move through all of northeast Tennessee. Let's go here. I'm going to refresh our power outage map. I'm going to actually get some of our crew on power outages here. We got Lee, Scott, Dickenson, Buchanan County Power's out in Grundy. I've been told from locals that I'm gonna try to see if we can call Logan back here, just real quick. Hey Logan, you got me? If you could maybe on video, if some locals would consent to it, getting some interviews for us as well with some locals, that would be great too, and getting some of that picture and video of that damage. I've got some of them. going onto the air right now. Yeah, that'd be great. We have pieces of rust lying around downtown Bristol a few minutes ago. Yeah. So if you check Green WX on Twitter, they had that video downtown. Yeah, it's kind of spotty, but yeah, I got it right now.
Here where the industrial park is, there's a lot of damage, but I need to get down here and get to the gas station and get some pictures of it and stuff. But I'll see if I can ask these people for an interview real quick.
Yeah, if you don't mind here, and we can even get it here live on the air. So again, severe storm.
Do you want to do it live or do you want to do it?
Yeah, we can do it live, and then I can go back and flip it.
Okay. Yeah. You just want me to FaceTime?
Yeah, that'll work. Well, I can't put you on if you FaceTime, so just we can keep it on speaker here, and I've got your live feed up on the air.
Okay, I can ask him real quick if you want.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Logan.
Yeah, cool.
So we continue with severe
All right,
thunderstorm
with the interview.
for Bristol down into Sullivan County here, Washington, Virginia, down into Sullivan.
This is Skylar. I work for First Point Tri-Cities. We do some local and stuff like that. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of tell us what you all saw.
It got really dark. I actually have Snapchat like right before we went in. Just how dark it was getting. That's pretty
Oh, yeah.
That's,
You can see the logo.
yeah, that's exactly where we kind of saw the funnel.
That's it, yeah.
Yep. And basically it started just pouring rain.
I've got the 4 videos of it coming in on the wave. It literally just came in one sweeping motion, constant, and it was just like a sheet of just rain, grass, leaves were flying everywhere.
I think it's like a rain wrap.
Rain wrap tornado. It literally looked like the storms of Hawaii. Did you happen to see any power flashes or any visible damage while you was out here? I mean,
We went in and it started raining.
It was so heavy, so quick. We were like, okay, yeah, we need to go to shelter ASAP. And we went in to walk in here, and
we weren't even in there for 10 minutes.
I poked my head out and I said my line.
So we didn't see any. Unfortunately, didn't see anything good. But it literally was a complete change. The moment you walked out, it like everything you could see it.
You definitely did the right thing by getting in shelter. I appreciate y'all for the app. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Yeah, so there you have it. So the scenes that they were able to see here was definitely that dark lowering coming over the mountain. I want to ask if they wouldn't mind if we could get some of that footage to be able to show, because you can definitely see some of that lowering coming over the mountain as it's making its way here. And as you can tell, like they were talking, a lot of debris flying around, so could have potentially been a low-end rain wrap tornado.
All right, Logan, thank you. Call me if you have anything else here for us. Once you get those other pictures, you can just text those to me. We'll get that rolling. Yep, thank you, Logan. So again, we continue to have the severe thunderstorm warning. You're looking at Logan's live feed now, the interview with people that saw the lowering before they took shelter, and now we have potential tornado damage in that area. So very strong storms this evening, pushing across the Tri-Cities area. Again, these storms have produced a potential tornado, but they're also right now producing the potential damaging winds. I want to zoom out real quick because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning there for Smith County in southwest Virginia. These storms pushing southeast out of Tazewell County here. These storms could have some damaging wind gusts with those as well, 60 mile an hour. Again, these storms that have pushed through Bristol, I'm going to give some more all clears. Scott County, Russell County, the entire Kentucky Virginia state line, Hancock County, East Kentucky. You're all clear from the severe weather threat. It's areas here to the east of this line, even Bristol, at least the western part of Bristol and Washington County, give you the all clear. I'm going to go ahead and work on getting these pictures. These are from our field correspondent, Logan Hamilton. And we're going to get them into an image slideshow. Let's see how I can work this here real quick. So we need to add these 3 pictures. These pictures in the bottom right of your screen, they're from Logan Hamilton, or the ones that are about to be in the bottom right of your screen, I should say, are from Logan Hamilton, in Duffield of potential tornado damage. Here it was potentially a weak tornado. Pushing in here from the Duffield area. But again, we're going to continue to track these storms here. Power out in Blountville, AEP power outage in Carter's Valley area of Hawkins County. Thank you guys in the comments very much for your reports. The community's help in this very much appreciated. Here it's our team doing some live coverage of this severe weather. Again, continuing to move across the viewing area from tornado warnings that we had in Lee and Scott County and even up into Buchanan County. We're now just to severe thunderstorm warnings and no tornado warnings. And these storms are pushing east now. Severe thunderstorm watches remain in effect for our eastern counties until 10 o'clock tonight of Johnson, Carter, Iroquois, Washington County, Tennessee, Greene County, Tennessee, Ashwaubenon, Avery counties, Grayson County, Smith County, Tazewell County. You're technically under a watch. But I think your severe weather threat's over. The rest of the area is technically under a watch, but I think the severe threat is over for the following counties: Scott County, Virginia, Russell County, Tazewell County, Buchanan, Dickenson, Wise, Lee, Hancock, up into Harlan, Fletcher, Leslie, Bell, and Pike counties. Hawkins County, you're close to getting the all clear. Sullivan County, you're close. Washington County, Virginia, the western half of the county is close. The city of Bristol, you're done with severe weather for the remainder of the evening hours. It is now Abingdon and east, basically, so exit 14 east in Washington County. It still has a little bit of severe weather to go. So, again, our whole team here working, getting us the most up-to-date weather information. Power in the Grundy area. We have power outage reports here. Let's see how many we had out in Lee County there. It was Dickenson County had 3,000 out. Lee County had 4,671. I'm looking at Scott County, they have 900 and some right now. And I would expect that to go up. Washington County have none yet, but I know that's going to go up. Dickenson County, that's where we had the warnings for 90-mile-an-hour winds. I'd be kind of concerned there. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning being issued for Greene County, I do believe. Yep, Cott, Greene, Hamlin, Jefferson until 7. This storm here, let's just push through the Morristown area. It's pushing to the east with 16-mile-an-hour winds possible. Can't see it real good with how close we are to the radar, but we'll still also down near Newport. That's a storm over Morristown, pushing toward the southern part of Greene County. This does include Greenville, Lost Time South, Warrensburg, Midway to Bust, and into northern Cott County, Perrysville, and 5B. Let's go back to our severe thunderstorm warning with that tornado possible tag here in 60-mile-an-hour winds in Washington County, Virginia. Here. Again, so we're going to try to get these videos from those people that saw that lowering. And Logan also going to get us some pictures as well. Again, if you have pictures to send us, you can send them to us on our email or on our Facebook, Twitter, any of our social media messages. We can use those pictures and we'll give you full credit if you send those to us. And we thank you for sending those to us. Be sure to be safe when you do so. Here, as we continue here, we got strong thunderstorms for southeast Sullivan, northeast Washington County, Tennessee, central Johnson County, and Carter counties through 7:30. 55-mile-an-hour winds as these storms dive south and east. The Weather Service saying no help. 55-mile-an-hour winds there. Johnson City, Elizabethan, Midway, Mountain City. And so again, it's wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles an hour here. In that blue box, again, we continue with the warnings. This one for Washington, Johnson, Sullivan goes until 7. The one for Smith County goes until 7:15. And the one for Greene County goes until 7 o'clock. Again, Duffield is where the damage spot was near the Pizza Plus there in Duffield. It's where we might have had a brief weak tornado, maybe an EF0 tornado. Logan Hamilton, our field correspondent, doing a great job getting us some of that video. And some of those pictures that you are seeing on the bottom of your screen, those are all from Logan. So thank you, Logan, very much. And Logan, you're going to ask some more. And we thank Logan very much. Glad to have him part of the Firstborn Tri-Cities team. Update to that severe thunderstorm warning that canceling Scott and Russell County, which we've done, gave the all clear to. Scott County power outages continue to go up now to 1,368 people without power in Scott County. There. As the crew behind the scenes working hard for us on this Tuesday evening here as we are going here on the air with these warnings. And now again, Logan checking out that tornado damage. Holden Rowe behind the scenes helping us with power outages. Billy Bowling's out, sending me texts as well with information. So I'm here on the air with live coverage. And no power town-wide in Grundy from Billy Bowling. Roof pieces blowing off still in downtown Bristol. That's still, gets me. I'll pop that video back up. I need to take that off and we'll restart the video, folks. We're going to re-rack this from the top and play. And the pieces of roof flying potentially. It was some kind of debris. That's probably one of the more interesting things I've seen. Russell County now at 1,359 people without power there in Russell County. So we'll get back here to our double box with those damage pictures. That is from the Duffield area. So again, from Logan Hamilton. Again, these storms continue to push east. The severe weather, the damaging wind threat might be weakening a little bit with these here in parts of our viewing areas. So these storms, as they move east, let's check out the Blacksburg radar just to check, because we are in between radars here as we go into the mountains. Eastern Smith County look strong, at least, as they head there down on Marion. And then down through here again. Everyone here helping us out here on this severe weather alert day. Good reason to declare that alert day this morning for that potential strong storms. Here we are. We had it. We had the severe weather that we told you was likely. We had it. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning down toward the Knoxville area. What I think we're going to do is continue with our coverage for at least a few more minutes. Going to check here to see what time we need to be off the air by on our radio. And then we're going to come back here a little later this evening, most likely, and report on some of this damage once we get some pictures in. So we'll re-rack things. We'll take about an hour break to re-rack things here. So our severe thunderstorm warnings continue for parts of eastern Washington County, Virginia, northern Johnson County, northeast Sullivan County. But most of the storms in Johnson County and far eastern parts of Washington County, Virginia. That severe thunderstorm warning continues until 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm warning for land with, and Smith County continues until 7:15. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Greene County until 7 o'clock. For some damaging winds and some hail. These storms here in parts pushing into Washington County, Tennessee, into Carter County and southern Johnson County. Could be strong with some 55-mile-an-hour winds. I think we can go off here in the next few minutes. Here, I don't expect many more warnings unless we get one into the mountains in North Carolina, maybe Grayson County. It's kind of what I'm trying to hold off on to get before we go off the air. go. We're trying to see. I know Josh over at the Trying Jam is helping us out. Programming director over there, making sure we're on the air, making sure we stay on the air, and that our live coverage gets transmitted over the Trying Jam. WZAB, a great radio partner as well, airing our daily forecast and potentially some more severe weather coverage as well. So these storms continue to push off to the east. Severe weather threat is over west of this line. So if you're in Bristol, Lebanon, Gate City, Wise, Grundy, Clintwood, Pennington Gap, Duffield, Hyden, Harlan, Whitesburg, Jenkins, Cumberland, Sneedville, your severe weather threat is over. We continue to look at these severe storm warnings, so that's what we're going to do. Continue to look at these through the next few minutes. I'll do one more reset, and then we're gonna go off the air for now, and then we're gonna come back on our social medias, not on the radio, but on our social medias at 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. we'll have a live severe weather update on our social medias. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back here to radar full for just a minute. Then we're gonna hopefully come up on the wall to close things out. So again, we'll be off the air in about 2 minutes to our team behind the scenes, and then we're going to regroup. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for parts of Russell County, parts of Washington County, into Johnson County, and northeast Sullivan County, but the storms in far eastern Washington County toward Damascus, up toward the Meadowview, Glade Spring, just east of Glade Spring area, Mountain City, up toward now Chilhowie. Those storms pushing east into Smith, Grayson counties, far northern Ashe County in North Carolina. More storms up in the Marion Rural Retreat area, diving from northwest to southeast from Tazewell County through parts of Smith County. Now we go down to Greene County. This storm here near Morristown and Bulls Gap severe, going to push through southern Greene County. The severe thunderstorm warning until 7 includes Mossheim, Midway, Greenville, Warrensburg, Busk, Parrotsville, Bybee as you get into Cott County. These storms pushing toward the Johnson City area do have some strong winds pushing toward Johnson City, Elizabeth, and some Small Hill, but no severe weather warnings with those. We have had a day from tornado warnings in the western parts of our viewing area in Buchanan County and Lee and Scott and parts of Wise counties. A potential tornado touchdown and damage in Duffield with our Logan Hamilton on the scene. We're going to have live updates tonight at 8 p.m. So you can join us then on all of our First Warn Tri-City social media platforms and our website. We hope you can join us then. But for now, I'm Skylar Doyle for First Warn Tri-Cities. Thank you for trusting us when severe weather strikes, letting us be your #1 source for severe weather information.